Hey curry crew, welcome back. Today we have a delicious Gujarati style recipe for you, so let's get into it. So guys, before we jump into today's video, like always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Punch that notification bell. And like I mentioned earlier on, Gujarati style recipe today. It is one of my absolute favorites, so let's jump into the video. So like our title suggests, today we're making dhoklas, specifically Khatta dhoklas. Khatta means sour, and dhokla is a traditional Gujarati dish, often served as a snack or eaten any time of the day. So for this recipe, we're going to start off with 2 cups of parboiled rice, also known as converted rice or idli rice. This is rice that has been partially cooked in the husk after harvesting, but if you can't find this rice in any of your local stores, feel free to use regular rice. Next, to this rice, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of fenugreek seeds, and then we're going to add in water into our mixing bowl so that we can wash our rice and seeds. Then we will drain out the water, and again add in water, but this time we're only going to add in 3 cups of water. We will then cover the lid onto the mixing bowl and soak the rice and seeds for about 6 hours. In a separate bowl, take 1 cup of split white urad dal, also known as white lentil dal, and to that add water and wash your dal. Then again drain and add in 2 cups of water and cover with a lid and set aside for 6 hours with the rice. After about 6 hours, take the rice and fenugreek seeds from the water and place them into a blender and blend until smooth. Once blended, run the batter in between your fingers and give it a feel. It should feel like a fine powder and should not have any big granules in it. You may have to blend it multiple times to get the right consistency. Once it is done, transfer it back into a clean mixing bowl, and then into this blender goes our soaked dal. So give it a nice blend until it is also smooth like the rice batter. And now mix the 2 batters together into 1 mixing bowl, and like I always say, mix, 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 mix. Preferably you want to do this by hand because you want to mix with something warm, so you can use your hand, which has, your natural body heat that you can use to mix the batter together with. Then once your batter is completely mixed, to this we're going to add in 1 cup of plain yogurt, give it a nice mix, 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 and then we will cover with a lid and store the batter in a warm place overnight. This will allow the batter to ferment overnight and add the sourness that gives the dish its name. In the morning, the batter should look a little bit more airy and should have also increased in size a bit as the fermentation process adds some air into it. Now take a big pot or pan and add some water to it and set it on the stove to start boiling, because to cook these dhoklas we will be steaming them. So before we can get to that, to our batter we're going to add in a paste of ginger and green chili. So into a blender, just add in 5 or 6 green chilies and a 1-inch piece of ginger and just blend it into a fine paste and then mix it into your batter. Now it's time to start cooking our dhoklas. So take a small steam tray or a dish, and to that apply some oil so your batter does not stick to it, and then pour in some of your batter. Then for a final touch, sprinkle some pepper onto the batter. Once our trays have been filled, we will load them up and place them into our big pot to let them steam for about 10 to 15 minutes. The way to check if they are done is to use a toothpick and prick the batter, and if the toothpick comes out clean, the dhoklas are ready to take out. Once they are out, let them cool for a few minutes before you start cutting into them, and when you do start cutting into them, you can simply cut a few vertical lines down, then turn the pan and cut a few more vertical lines down in order to form our bite-sized pieces. Then you can take them out of the trays and onto a plate, and we will do one more step before serving. So into a small pan, take a few teaspoons of oil, a teaspoon of mustard seeds, a pinch of hing or asafoetida powder, and a few curry leaves, and just saute for a few minutes. Once the leaves are cooked and crispy, pour this over your dhoklas. In the end, your dhoklas are ready, and you can either eat them on their own or serve them up the Gujarati way, which is with some mango pulp. The sourness and spice goes amazing with the sweetness and tartness from the mango pulp. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally ready to dig in right now. So guys, we have our final dish. I'm going to dig in right away. So like I showed in the last clip, this is a serving suggestion where you can have it with some mango pulp. It tastes amazing when you have it with the mango pulp, so I highly recommend it. So I'm going to dig in right now. I'm going to dip. Oh my god. It's so good. I'm sorry I'm not talking too much because I'm too busy eating. That's how good it is. So guys, try it out at home. Let me know how it turns out for you and keep on cooking.